You are listening to the Inverted Creative Podcast. I'm Allison.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Jen.
In a world. Oh, I screwed up. Hold on. All right. I gotta quit laughing. In a world where you're... Oh my gosh. Dude, the intro link threw me off so much. I don't know why I didn't think it was gonna be that long. All right, one more try. I'll do it again. In a world where the sequels to your legendary coasters don't work out so well, and your gigas are actually just hypers, we present to you Kings Island.
Ryan's not a giga! Yeah!
Welcome to Rage Bait the episode.
Well, what else can you do when you talk about Kings Island?
I love starting the episode with rage bait. I think we should do it every week.
Usually I just start with, roasting you, Jen.
Yeah, I know. It's really nice to roast a not giga.
Well, clearly we have a lot of positivity towards today's episode topic, but...
I'll just go right into the whole, giga discussion, right? So, apparently, Cedar Fair, who decided what gigas were, said that either height or drop, being 300, can make it a giga, right? Well, when it's below a certain temperature, I don't know if it's freezing or somewhere in the 30s, steel shrinks. So in the winter, when it's cold enough, Orion stands at 299 point something feet off the ground. So it's literally not a hyper, at least in the winter, or it is a hyper, I mean. It's not a giga in the wintertime when it's cold, because it's below 300 feet. In the summer, technically it is 300 feet, but,
But it's no.
But it's not.
But it's not. That's very interesting. I never thought about that. I like that that's a very scientific explanation that proves that Orion is not a giga.
It shrinks ever so slightly. Just enough to get below the 300.00.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
So, welcome back to the podcast, Nate.
Thank you.
After all that.
We also didn't intro Nate. We just let him start the episode.
I just started talking. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, and all those mess ups and laughing that you did, that's staying in.
Listen, I was waiting for the intro to go out all the way, and then when it faded down to the bottom, I was still hearing guitar. I was like, is it over? Am I supposed to start yet?
You know what's fun is that this just shows you don't listen to the podcast because the audio on top of that while it's fading out.
Right. That's why I didn't know how long it went, and I didn't know exactly when to start, regardless of whether I've watched it or not, because I have watched 2 episodes in the past week.
There's no watching.
Listen to 2 episodes. I started a couple episodes. One of them that I was in, and then one you guys were doing a Fantasialand deep dive was the other one.
That was a fun one.
I just didn't. It's not something I paid attention to on when you guys started talking after the intro music.
Wow.
My bad.
The lore behind the Fantasialand episode, if you know, you know. It's so fun.
Yeah. It's a good episode.
Yes. I miss Mikhail too. I'll be seeing Mikhail in a couple days. And you just saw him.
I just saw Mikhail. Good segue into trip recaps.
Yeah.
Do we have anything before getting into trip recaps?
No, just introing Nate. And he did that for himself.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Hi, I'm back. This is my 3rd time.
Yeah. We love Nate.
I guess I'm good enough at this that they let me come back.
Yeah.
Or, our original plans fell through and I knew you were available and Kings Island.
That's fair. I have been to Kings Island quite a few times.
We were just there a couple days ago, which we will get into after Jen does her recap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was not at Kings Island anytime recently. Sorry. Yeah, I'll jump into my recap. I was in Orlando. I love a good Orlando trip. Where I went to Animal Kingdom and Epic Universe. And that is it. I don't want to spoil Epic Universe for anyone, but that park is everything that you can imagine that park is. It does reflect those expectations very well. I think that it is one of the most beautifully done parks I've ever witnessed in my entire life. So it's definitely on par with like Fantasialand and Efteling standards, I think. So I am a huge fan. And then Animal Kingdom is my favorite Disney park. We can, if anyone wants to fight, send us a DM. I'll fight that until it's the best Disney park. I'll fight that until I'm out of breath. But we got to go to Disney and do Everest like 4 times and walked around the park. I don't think we did anything else, actually. We just walked around the park because we like that park. And we're at Everest.
This is the best days sometimes.
How much longer is Dinosaur open?
Until like February 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to go to Animal Kingdom before that closes. So I guess I might be going to Florida soon. I mean, I'll buy a flight for one day just to go to Animal Kingdom and ride Dinosaur. And probably Expedition Everest because I still have never ridden that somehow.
Oh, it's so fun.
I went when I was 2 years old, 4 years old, and then I went in 2022 when it was under refurbishment. So no opportunity to ride it. But I love Dinosaur.
During that refurbishment?
What's that?
You know what they weren't doing during that refurbishment?
What's that?
Fixing the Yeti.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, I knew about that because the Yeti's still not fixed.
Yeah, they weren't fixing
Since, like, originally, right? Like, it's never really worked that long, right?
Yeah, the structure to the animatronic couldn't handle the animatronic swinging, but they built the structure into the facade and they have to take apart like half of Everest to fix it. So
yeah,
it's never getting fixed.
No, they're never gonna fix it. They have to
or removed probably.
Well, they put it in B mode. It has a flashing light on it, so it looks like it's just a giant animatronic that's not allowed to move and has a flashing light on it.
Okay, so, well,
but yeah, good. Yeah, he does still look really good. But for the amount that he costs and the amount of work that went into him.
I've seen the one on Matterhorn.
Yeah, not the same standard. This Yeti would blow you away.
It will at some point.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was like, we have the morning, we could go do like SeaWorld, or we could sneak off and go to Disney. And me and my friend Christina were both like, do you think we could go to Animal Kingdom? And done. Sold. There wasn't even like another option. We were just like, all right, Animal Kingdom. So, yeah, we did that and then went to Epic the next day. So, yeah. I don't want to. I feel like it's hard for me to do a trip recap when I don't want to spoil such a large park for people.
Yeah.
Because they're not coming into this episode knowing that Epic is discussion.
Yeah, I mean, me included. I mean,
yeah,
I've heard some things. I haven't been spoiled on anything major, but yeah, I've not been there yet.
Yeah, I feel like leaving it at just like the expectations were met, like, is a pretty solid.
Yeah, we'll do a Epic Universe deep dive at some point. It's on the list.
Yeah, so if anyone wants trip recap of Epic, feel free to reach out. But
Or maybe that we can do a little like mini thing for Patreon at some point.
Yeah, I was thinking like we could even do that, like a little mini one. But unfortunately, my trip report is small this week because I don't want to spoil.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we don't have Patreon up yet. But
yeah,
we're getting there.
Yeah. So I think that brings us to you next. That makes no
sense. So we had some friends in town this weekend. Kings Island had like a bonus day that they added to the schedule where it was like not Haunt, not Winterfest, but just an extra
right in the middle.
Extra couple days.
I don't know if this was like a Six Flags term, but back in like, which I guess it's Six Flags now anyway, but in 2020, I went to what we call November bonus days at Great Adventure and Six Flags America. It was in between their, not Haunt, Fright Fest. It was in between their Fright Fest and Holiday in the Park. That's my only visit to Six Flags America, by the way. RIP. I rode everything in like 2 hours.
Oh, wait. I guess I have. Did I talk about Six Flags America?
No. Oh, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, RIP Six Flags America.
Yeah, I was thinking that would have been last episode. I do also, not to, Nate, you can finish. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I was making sure my mic was working.
Okay. I also went to Six Flags America's closing day, which may have been one of the saddest things I've ever experienced. Like, I was at Ka's closing day, R.I.P. Ka. Been a year without it. But Ka's last day was sad, but it didn't even touch Six Flags America's last day. I went into that park not expecting anything, and like I truly, like, for me, it wasn't a park for me, and that's okay. But I went into that park just being like, there's nothing that's ever drawn me here. I truly understand why it's closing, everything. But I left that park sobbing with the locals. It was the saddest thing, watching like the last stunt show and them giving their speeches at the end of the show and thanking all of the people they were with. One guy was like, I've been doing this for 17 years. Like, this is my home.
Dang.
Like, and sobbing on stage as they're talking about it and thanking the crowds and thanking the people. The crowd level was just, it was large. It was a very good crowd for the day. Leaving the park, like, I didn't get last rides on anything because Superman had like a 3+ hour long wait, and I just, like, I have a 2-hour drive home. I don't do well in switchbacks. I just chose to leave. And walking out of that park, you could tell that Six Flags America was like trying to keep everyone lively and excited as they were leaving the park, but there were just so many people just sobbing and hugging. And as I walked out, they had this like, that's all folks sign by the exit. And I think she was a leader to the park, someone who worked at the park, she had a badge in business casual clothing, was standing at the exit, and as people were walking out, were just like, thank you so much for coming, as she sobbed. Like, it was the saddest thing I've ever experienced in my life. And leaving that park, I just had a different level of heartbreak. Like, I can't even imagine what the locals in that area are going through. People who grew up at that park, who work at that park, who grew their careers at that park. And it's just like gone from them that quickly. Like, it might not have been an important park for any of us. But seeing how much it meant to those people close, it was really, really a rough day. It was probably the saddest theme park day I will experience for a very long time. So, and also some man climbed Batwing.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I still really want, if you're the man who climbed Batwing and they didn't steal your photos, please post them and tag us. I want to see them.
Yeah.
I want to see the pictures so bad. I'm like, man, is it worth it? You got arrested for these.
We were talking about how quick you'd have to upload those to the cloud. Like have your phone upload those to keep them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right? Like he had to like.
I remember a friend of mine posting on his Instagram story from the Superman line and being like, "Hey, Mr. Maintenance Man, please open this." And then like 5 seconds later, his next story was, "That's just a guy. That's not a maintenance man. That's just a dude." So everyone was confused when that was happening.
Yeah, it was very funny. It was like, yeah, and then at some point, I don't know if the person ended up feigning, but at some point there were people saying that there was a fight in the Wild One queue, and I was like, this is a wild closing day. It's like the saddest day ever, but there's still fights in the queue and a man climbing Batwing, and
Yeah, I guess you could say the final day was a wild one.
yeah, it was a wild one, all right. Yeah, it was just a really, really sad day. A very sad day. I didn't ride too much. I just wanted to be there to kind of experience it. I had never gone to that park. So I only rode the Flight of Fear.
Oh, Joker's Jinx.
Yeah, that was really good. I think that's the best.
My second favorite in the park.
Yeah, it was really fun, and it is really cool. It's like janky, as it's an older ride. It will be, but the amount of speed that it hits in that helix towards the end, I was like, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Really impressive. I rode that. Wild One.
That's a good one to get.
Yeah, because that one unfortunately probably isn't.
Yeah.
And Firebird.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
So,
yeah, the smoothest B&M in Maryland.
That was a pretty terrible experience.
Mm-hmm.
I did like I did feel really bad like looking back, like I was roasting the park like in my standard. I mean, what do I not roast? Like, let's be real. But I literally like did not process, like I'm so inconsiderate. Like sometimes I get off the ride and Taylor and Sarah are like, Jen, how was your first round Firebird? And I was like, this ride is the whole reason I never wanted to come to this park.
Yeah,
I get that. I've ridden it. It's not fun.
No.
It was the first B&M though, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, but it makes sense. It was moved and it was originally a stand-up. Like that thing.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, that thing's beat up. I did also though, like, really didn't realize how good the shows were at that park. Like, we saw a couple of the shows like walking by, and like that we just happened to have good timing, and like the entertainment at that park seemed really good. That was really sad. There was also one moment where like there was just like a security guard like sitting on the side. People are just like around, and there's a security guard just like literally sitting on a curb crying. I don't know.
That's so sad.
I talked a lot about crying in this little recap. It was a really sad day. If your home park was Six Flags America, my heart goes out to you. I can't even imagine how you feel. Like, I know how I feel watching the park I grew up at, Great Adventure, be stripped. I can't imagine just the heartbreak. So that's my Six Flags America recap.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really talk about news on this podcast, but it's sad to see a park go.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it was not the best.
I don't want to get into a rabbit hole, but just I'm worried about what it might mean for other parks in the chain now.
Yeah.
But the future will show us whatever that's going to be, I guess.
Yeah. I unfortunately think that we are going to see it with other parks.
I have no idea which ones, but not to get into speculation, but
yeah,
we'll find out.
Yep.
Whether we like it or not. I don't like it. I don't care what park it is. I don't like that it's closing.
Yeah.
Except for maybe like Keensburg, but that's not even in the same chain. It's not in the chain, so.
If they take Frontier City,
I know Herschend
Oh,
just bought
after.
Silverwood, but like Frontier City would work so well for Herschend. I don't know if they want another park, but it would work so well. Having been there,
It would go
it's
like that one would. It does not
a
fit.
baby Silver Dollar City.
Yeah, like it does not fit the Six Flags portfolio. It needs to go to somewhere that wants to give it the level of theming and like the level of character that it has. Like it would do so good.
Like if they're putting that much investment in Kentucky Kingdom, like most of the work's already done for them. It already looks really nice. It kind of fits the vibe of Silver Dollar City. Like I was there for a Christmas event and it had that vibe.
I love that
yeah,
park. I love that park.
it's tiny. It's really small, but it's good.
It's oh my gosh, I love that park. That's one of like I literally walked into that park and just instantly fell in love. Like that's one of the first parks that I ever walked into and just like first thing off the bat I was like this done.
It's a really cute park. And it has an Aero shuttle loop, which is cool.
That's very cool, but also a Schwarzkopf. Like,
oh yeah, Schwarzkopf's fun.
Silver Bullet. Oh, yeah. We're getting
not to brag, but I've ridden all 3 of the remaining Aero shuttle loops now. Wow. That was a brag, but
that was a brag.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous actually.
I've done one.
They're not all that easy to get to. It's Elitch Gardens, Frontier City, and Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So,
yeah,
maybe if you live in the UK, it's a little easier to get Blackpool, but still.
Yeah, I actually lived an hour from Elitch, not even like 30, 40 minutes, and I never went there. And I never rode that coaster. But that was because I moved there with a young puppy, and having a young puppy is not really feasible to leave your house for hours.
No. Makes sense.
So yeah.
Well, Allison, do you want to do our trip recap?
How I started to.
Or start it. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, we took over real quick.
We remembered. Yeah, we remembered.
All good. I totally forgot that you had done that, and otherwise I would have put it on the agenda that I wrote an hour ago.
Nice.
Yeah, what the heck?
You know, when we pivot, this is what happens. But so yeah, Nate and I and a few others did Kings Island. We were concept testing for some YouTube stuff that we're going to be doing in the future. Both Nate and I, and Inverted Creative, I guess.
Coaster Focus and Inverted Creative have 2 separate ideas. We're just helping each other out with it.
Yeah.
I'll probably be featured in hers. She'll be featured in mine, I'm sure. Like we've got ideas and we need to test them out.
Collaborating, but keeping it separate.
Yeah. I mean, they are 2 different ideas. They're 2 different video ideas. And I think it went well. The test run. We mainly did your idea, but as far as my idea goes, it's kind of it's the same thought process, I guess. Yeah. It's like the same, like, how would we do this here and what would I do? And it was a good brainstorming for me. But also, I have like all the videos from it so I can mess around with editing. I want to get better at editing, particularly like on-screen graphics if I can.
Yeah. Literally my same thought as I'm working on editing the video. I was hoping to drop it this week, but it is being more time consuming than I thought because I'm a perfectionist.
Yours is going to drop way earlier than mine, mainly because this is your video, and so I'm not going to post my test run on my channel. And then by the time we actually get to do a real run of one of mine, then it'll probably be like next season because I'm not going to do it during Winterfest. And
I wouldn't be opposed to doing another test during Winterfest.
Oh, I would do another test run for sure, but things are limited.
Yeah.
Your rides are open,
For context for all this, before we just playing YouTube videos while we're we were very inspired by Jetlag the Game on YouTube. If you have not watched it, it's basically
she said the thing.
Yeah. It's basically gamifying travel on their channel, and we're trying to do something similar, but at theme parks. So I was working on a scavenger hunt style idea. So we went to a coffee shop and hand wrote on index cards some scavenger hunt prompts that we started pulling when we got to the park. And
Had
the first
fun.
one, yeah, it was fun. Like we had to ride a coaster before we could have the ability to pull a card, and we were going to do Adventure Express, but then that was on one train, and then we were going to go do Racer, but that was on one train. So we ended up on Orion, and we didn't wait super long. But we rode
The
Orion.
hyper.
We rode Orion, and then did a few challenges. We got to, stuff like find someone wearing coaster apparel from a different state, or wearing sports apparel from a different state, which took us all of 3 seconds.
Both of them took 3 seconds.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think that would normally happen, but we just got lucky twice.
We ended up playing hide and seek with some others in our group who did not realize that we were playing hide and seek with them. They were just enjoying a nice lunch
they did so much better than us.
Yeah, we went around half the park trying to find them, and they had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. We rode Snoopy's as well. Was the other thing we rode. And that was it in terms of rides. We were only there for a few hours.
Yeah,
because we were meeting up with more people down in Kentucky and doing a whole night out.
But I mean, anytime that I can be at Kings Island, not to like really swing into what we're doing in the video, but like I love being at Kings Island. I just love being there. I don't necessarily even have to ride anything.
Yeah.
To enjoy my time there, even though I still pretty much have to drive 3 hours to get there. It feels like a home park.
Well, it feels like you should just move to Cincinnati, and then it can be your home park. I speak from experience.
Well, places have to hire me. So
true.
Well, I think that you should just pick your home park based off of where you feel at home. My home park's in Germany.
Mine is definitely still Holiday World. And I think it will always be that, even if I move far away or even closer to Kings Island. But Kings Island does feel like very home-esque, I guess. Like, I've definitely walked into Kings Island before and been like, yeah, this is like my backyard. But yeah.
I did make it my home park after 20 years or so of Six Flags Over Georgia being a home park. And I enjoyed my upgrade. I very much prefer Kings Island to Over Georgia.
I would agree. Although I think Over Georgia gets some hate that it doesn't deserve. But we're not really talking about Six Flags Over Georgia.
No.
Kings Island, yes, much better. I do agree with that. But
I've never been to Georgia, so I trust you guys.
In Goliath, I trust. Best hyper.
No.
Best B&M hyper. Sorry.
No.
Yeah, sorry.
No. Maybe just I am jaded.
Is it not a hyper though? Because like, same thing as Orion. Like technically, they're not both the height and the drop over 200.
Well, then no, it's not a hyper. So it's
okay. Well,
nope, not a hyper.
But that one still is because it's the B&M model that's called a hyper, regardless of height. So technically, that one is. It's just not a 200-foot hyper.
No.
All these parks and ride manufacturers make up the rules anyway.
True. Do we ever figure out what Falcon's Flight is considered? Is it like an exo coaster?
Exa, I think. EXA. It's supposed to be whatever 500 feet is. It's kind of made up. Granted, they're all kind of made up.
Yeah.
Hyper, Giga, Strata, Exa, I guess. I don't know that we're going to need any more. I doubt we'll see anything higher than that.
I don't know. We didn't think we'd see this.
I thought someday we'd see 500 feet, but I don't know if we'll see anything more than 500 feet.
Somebody might be crazy enough to do it.
It gets to the point to where physics starts to be like, okay, you guys can't do this.
But it also, like, you can't, like, eventually it's just going to be wild to the point that, like, people aren't even going to want to do it.
Yeah, that
Like,
too. I didn't think about that.
it's King Ka did not really have a long line for a lot of the times because for people, for like a lot of the general public, if they did it, it was like a one and done.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like, wow, I did the 400-foot coaster and they never did it again.
Yeah.
Like I can't even imagine a 500-foot coaster. Like, of course, you're gonna have enthusiasts just like King Ka that are like
Mm-hmm.
over and over and over again, but like you're gonna scare off more and more GP every amount that you go higher, and like ultimately you're there for the GP, not the enthusiast.
Right. I agree with that too. I didn't even like there are physical limitations, but then there's also that.
Yeah, like I even don't think that a 500-foot coaster is gonna do that good.
I mean, considering you're standing in the park and there's a airtime hill that's the size of the St. Louis Arch in front of you, like that is going to be intimidating. No
Yeah,
pun intended. Like that is. I will probably be nervous to ride it. I'll be honest. Like I don't get nervous usually, and that's not something I do. But I'll probably be feeling it. Like I've never done something like that because it's never existed before.
yeah, I could see that. I could see it.
So Kings Island.
So Kings Island
Kings Island.
has two hypers.
Yeah, and one.
We're just rage baiting the whole time, I guess.
I'm trying to say good things about the park. I enjoy.
Oh, I love Kings Island. I just like to talk about how Orion is technically not.
Yeah, I enjoy that park. I just also don't think that we should consider Orion a gig.
I'm indifferent to that argument. So
I mean, usually I am too. I'm just leaning into it right now.
Yeah, I honestly am too. I take whatever stance the other person doesn't have.
that sounds about right.
It's just because it's like such a silly argument. Like
Yeah.
we already said, like the manufacturer and the park are the ones who made these terms and market it with these terms. It's really not up to us if they're calling it that. And also, like, what does 2 feet affect you? Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? So I just
or even 13 feet.
Or even 13 feet.
Or 12.8 or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, it's, I don't know. That's why I like to rage beat people on it. I don't do it when it's like serious arguments, but like when it's something as silly, like this shouldn't impact your life.
Something so arbitrary.
Yeah.
So, yeah, on that note, Orion's not a giga.
So,
yeah, Kings Island.
Kings Island.
Creativity at Kings Island.
I'm literally looking at my Vortex poster right now, the 33-year one.
Yeah. So I do kind of like the dynamic for this episode because I've only been to Kings Island once. And you two have both frequented Kings Island. So I do like we're having a little bit of different views for it.
I have a bit of a unique perspective because it is pretty close to me. But I didn't actually I never went at all until the year 2018. Firehawks last year, I did get to ride it. That was my first experience in the park, and I've gone at least once every year since, and that includes this year. I finally got there last weekend. And that's been my personal experience with it, but my parents have always like lived in the Midwest, and they both have experiences that they've told me about there before like they'd even met each other. So yeah, so I know both of them separately rode the original Bat, like the one that was in the Vortex plot of land, that had a myriad of problems, that was only open for like 3 years. The bat shaped cars. I don't know that I have a lot to really say about the Bat as far as what their experience was. My dad remembers it being really crazy and wild with it flipping back and forth, and he's told me that. He told me he was scared to ride it by himself. He rode it with a cousin or something, or an aunt or an uncle. I can't remember. I know my mom and her brother, so my uncle, rode it together, but I really haven't heard anything about their experiences on it. But I've at least have this interesting perspective of I know people that were there like back around some of the original years that park was open. So I've heard about a lot about it, I guess.
Yeah. I'd been sparingly before I moved up here. I got on Firehawk and I got on Vortex. Didn't really have too much experience, mostly because Steven was not a big fan of Cincinnati, so he didn't particularly ever want to come to Cincinnati, and that includes Kings Island. But then I moved here, and now I live like 20 minutes from the park. Well, maybe a little more, 25, 30. But we'll go up there literally just for a meal or because we're bored.
Skyline chili.
No, I've never had Skyline at Kings Island, and I'm going to keep it that way.
That's fair.
I don't even typically get it
outside of Kings Island.
Yeah, unless like I'm with somebody who has not been there before.
Valid.
Like when my mom and my sister and niece were in town, we took them. They were not really big fans of it. I don't think we ever took my dad when he was here. But yeah, if we have friends that come into town who've never been, I'll go. But Mike eat it every day and be fine. And I'm like, no.
I like Skyline, but not that much.
No. It's like one of the first considerations when we got engaged he was like, "Can we have Skyline at the wedding?" I'm like, "Absolutely not." He's gonna DoorDash it in. I already know. But
yeah,
that's like wild.
But no, like Kings Island's honestly just a vibe. It's a great park to just walk around and chill.
It is. I always feel like almost at home there. Like I said, it's not my home park, but I feel like at home when I'm at Kings Island, and I never feel like I need a rush to do anything. I always feel like I can just chill, and when I'm at a park and can do that, I really appreciate that experience. Like I'm not gonna like sit here and roast Cedar Point a bunch, but I've never had anything like that at Cedar Point. Like I always struggle every time I'm at Cedar Point. I've
had days at Cedar Point where it's just
I've not
very chill. Like Jen, you were at Top Thrill Stumble, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was like the most chill time I've ever had at Cedar Point. Like so there was no pressure to ride anything.
I think that the importance of having a day like that at Cedar Point is utilizing time outside of the parks.
Yeah.
Like going to breakers and hanging out on the beach and going in the cabins and then being with a huge group of people like we were at that event. But I think that it's really, really limited to those experiences. Like you have to go into it with those experiences because that weekend was really good. I've had another, like, my little group of friends, we love this artist called Chris Ott. He sings a Cedar Point song. It's amazing. It's incredible. And he does a set for like 5 days at Cedar Point every summer. So like we went this summer and he was playing at Breakers. So we were at Breakers all weekend. But outside of that, unless you like plan to be at the resorts, I find that park to be very chaotic and very high anxiety.
Yeah.
So it's also a park that's not super high on my list.
But like Kings Island, even if it's like a slammed packed busy day, I can still enjoy just being there. I don't know. I mean, it just has the right vibe to it. Everything looks nice. Everything's presented well. Maybe I'm more partial to being surrounded by woods than I am being surrounded by water. I have no idea. I keep comparing it to Cedar Point. But let me set the record straight right now. Kings Island is by far my favorite amusement park of the two. Well, I guess Stricker's 3 in Ohio. And it's not really close. Yeah. Sorry, Cedar Point.
Kings Island is an incredible park. Having only been there the one weekend, I still think it's an absolutely incredible park. The vibes are good. I feel like it has a really good mix of rides.
Mm-hmm.
And then like a lot of unique rides too, like Iron Dragon. You don't really see that.
Bat.
That's what I meant. Iron Dragon's at Cedar Point. I am doing great.
That's okay.
Bat is really good. Banshee is probably the most. I know a lot of people don't like it or it's their favorite. Banshee is the most unique B&M invert.
It is.
I feel like the ride experience is unlike any other invert. It doesn't focus on these insane, forceful positives, and the vest
At
restraint.
Gronaland.
Yeah, like
I knew that was coming.
No, wait, but what's really funny is I was actually just about to bring up Gronaland. I hate to cut you off. I know you're in the middle of talking, but I was about to say, like, some would, like, assume that the closest comparison to Banshee would be Monster at Gronaland.
That's insane.
And no, that's right next to insane. But it's not. Having ridden both now, Monster honestly feels more like all of the other ones. It feels like the same thing, even though it's the same, like, kind of vibe and new design and all that. Like I said, did not mean to cut you off, but when you said insane, my brain went,
yeah,
Gronaland.
But yeah, Banshee is, I don't know. I feel like the new trains and the vest restraints and everything gives it a completely different feel than the other inverts. So I just feel like that park has a lot of really unique selections.
It does. I really like. I mean, not just all the rides are good, but like specifically the roller coasters. They have a lot of them. They have a big variety of them. But they're all like quality. I know that Allison likes to hate on Diamondback, but I really like Diamondback. And there's not really a coaster there outside of maybe Flight of Fear, but that's been kind of recent, that you can point out at Kings Island and be like, that is objectively bad. Like, that is a horrible coaster. I do not like it. It's hard to do that at Kings Island. You know, in Vertigo, maybe not the best model, but it has its fans. I'm kind of on the fence on that one. I don't hate it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to ride it. But for the most part, it's so well rounded. Like, there's something for kids. We've got, like, Woodstock is actually pretty fun to ride. The new for last year, Vekoma Family Boomerang with Snoopy is good for that middle age range for kids. But then you can get up into Bat, which is an arrow, and it's classic, and it's not rough. It doesn't bang your head. It's really fun. You step up into the racers, and I mean, it's just such a smooth transition from, like, the small rides to the big rides.
Yeah,
Not a lot of parks have that.
Yeah, it has a great, like, it's just like good diversity in attractions. Like, I feel like when I go to, like, again, I feel like we're naturally just going to compare it to Cedar Point a lot because they're so close and they are similar. But I feel like a lot of my complaint about Cedar Point is that outside of their couple standout attractions, everything's the same. Like, we're getting the same B&M, just a different model. Like I feel like Valraven, I don't know. I just feel like they're the same B&M. I don't ever want to ride them. Like,
I'm really worried that Kings Island is going to get a dive coaster, and I really hope not.
I'm also worried about that. The Vortex plot. Okay, I was gonna wait till later, but since it was kind of brought up by me, I would love and be so happy if Kings Island were to add a Mach Extreme Spinner in the area where Vortex used to be, and not the Spike one that they've apparently are replacing King Ka with. I don't know how real that is. Not going to talk about that, but like a full layout, time traveler or Ride to Happiness style, I would probably die of happiness.
Yeah.
not ride to happiness. I would
I was
die
gonna
of
say
happiness.
die of happiness, comma
Yeah.
ride too.
Yeah.
I feel like this is gonna be. I've said it before. I'll say it again. This is Mach and Vakoma's time to shine. I don't
Yeah.
care what goes in that plot as long as it's not a B&M.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
I
agree.
never
I
thought
agree.
that I would be someone who would say that. Like, I just feel like everyone else is progressing and getting better and better, and B&M is just like, I feel like they got too comfortable. They stopped innovating. They cheaped out on their product, and I don't want to see them in any parks. I
actually think they're regressing. Like for a while they were
Yeah.
just staying the course, not doing anything. But now I feel like they're getting worse. Granted, the only new B&M I've ridden is Wrath of Rakshasa. Since like Emperor maybe is the second newest B&M I've ridden. I've gotten behind on new B&Ms, but Wrath of Rakshasa was good, but I've heard that that's the only one that I've heard good feedback about. So
And that one I feel like only had good feedback because it the wings are a little bit more graceful in
yeah, it wasn't as bad as like
manufacturing issues.
Iron Menace or
Yeah,
maybe
it's-
Raptera.
We kind of got off again from
Yeah,
Kings Island, but I want to see anything because even Premiere, like
yeah, even
the
Premiere. Yeah,
I
Alpenfury,
will take Alpenfury in that plot. Please.
yeah, like every other manufacturer, like while B&M owned the game, they really used that time to figure out how to beat them. Like,
Mhm.
and now we're in this time where it's like we're seeing these smaller manufacturers just overtake. And
Yeah,
I
Mock.
want them to overtake. I want them to. Like, they're
I
doing
agree.
such a fantastic job.
I absolutely agree. I am all here for the Vekoma Renaissance. Some of my favorite coasters of all time now are the new Vekomas. Fly, Phonics, however you say that. Like,
Now,
I'm
Piano Force,
Fianna Force. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not done listening. Fianna Force, Siren's Curse. Dude, they're so good. And Mach, the new Mocs.
the new
Honestly,
Mach.
Mach hasn't had like a revolution. They've just kept innovating. Voltron. You've got Ride to Happiness. You've got Hyperia. Like Stardust Racers. Mach is also blowing up. And bringing it back to Kings Island. Yes, Kings Island has Queen City Stunt Coaster or Backlot, whatever you want to call it, and Flight of Fear that both launch, but I wouldn't say either of those are necessarily focused on, centered around, or like particularly notable as launch coasters. Kings Island is in need of a like notable launch coaster. Not to roast those other two. I like Queen City Stunt Coaster. It's my favorite of the three of those models. It's fun.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I kind of can handle Flight of Fear. It's gotten worse over the years, I feel like since 2018 to now when I've ridden it has gotten worse. But they need a big launch coaster.
I feel like the like a Mach extreme spinner, I want that everywhere always. Like I
so
want
perfect.
But I also really think like something like Copperhead Striker
that would work.
Time would be incredible. Like a good launch, and like there's not really anything on that in that park that really focused on sustained hang time.
Mm-mm.
So I feel like that would be such a good addition to that park. It's so hard to find an addition to that park because, as we've already said, they're so well rounded. They do such a good job. But yeah, now that we're speculating and
we got a comment from Rion Skyridge on Twitter, kind of in a similar vein. It said, in the most non-ironic statement a lifelong Cincy local raised on Vortex can say, the park needs a traditional inversion-based family thrill coaster to bridge its lineup. Right now, the only inversions are Banshee an indoor launch coaster, and Invertigo.
That is also true.
Yeah, so something
There's
like
not a lot of
that
inversions at Kings Island.
Yeah, and they continue, said, Banshee is touted as a big thrill coaster, but honestly, it's a forceless string of nothing but inversions. And copy and pasted that, and there was a typo. Which both makes it a unique invert in a park with 2 other suspendeds, or if you can call it a thrill ride. We're still missing the family thrill gap vortex provided.
Extreme spinners have inversions.
I mean, even something, of course, I will always find a way to bring Terran back into the conversation. But something like Terran, please.
I think that I just come to accept that Intamin, we're going to start seeing less Intamins for a little while. Intamin does a fantastic job. I want to see Intamin all the time. But I think that with their price point versus Mach, Vekoma, and Premier, when Mach, Vekoma, and Premier are proving to like really be game changing right now. Like you can get like in a lot of cases a more reliable product. Like I love Intamin, but those, like we all know, like there's a learning curve with them. They're very touchy. They're very like they use a lot of newer and more modern technology, so like stuff happens. But I find that I think we're gonna start seeing a lot less Intamin personally, while we watch these smaller 3 manufacturers just take over for a little bit. Because price point is there and quality for the price is really high. Yeah. In my opinion.
Never would have thought back in the day that Vekoma would end up being top of the pack.
Yeah, if you asked me even 5 years ago if I would be having this conversation about Vekoma, I would laugh in your face.
Yeah, same.
Like, and now, if I only saw Vekomas installed for the next 5 years, I'd be happy. Like, they have proven in the 5 or 6 new Vekomas I've ridden to just, they're doing fantastic. I love a good Dutchie.
The extinct model?
No, just that they're Dutch.
Oh, Dutch, that they're Dutch. I got you. My brain went to Flying Dutchman, which is a valid, like, a valid name for it, considering they are a Dutch manufacturer.
Yeah.
And Firehawk was, unique. Oh my god, I can get into a real deep, not tangent. It would all be about Kings Island, but I'll just start talking, I guess. Firehawk was a lot of fun. I did manage to ride all 3 Flying Dutchmans. I'm happy that I did, and I managed to somehow only get 1 ride on each. But that's how it goes sometimes. That's how the jets lag. So Firehawk was my favorite of the 3, despite only having 1 ride on it and it being the longest ago. But that was something that I think, I can't speak on how popular of a ride it was because I was only there in its final year, but it seemed like a really good ride to have at the park. It was a different experience since you were flying, in that flying position, all that. They clearly replaced that with Orion, so there's not really space there for that now. But something that Kings Island likes to do is to pay homage to old things when they bring new rides in. This would be down the road. I'm going to go into my my dream. After they fill the Vortex plot, I'm sure it would be years down the road from there. Invertigo is only going to last so long. Like, it's not going to be here forever.
I will not be sad when it's taken out.
It's got to be. I don't see any other coaster at Kings Island going before Invertigo does.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. So that area of the park is also like the only area that's not fully cohesive. I know this is not an original idea. A lot of people want to see like a light haunted theme in that area with, the Bat and Banshee. And then that would require a removal of, or maybe retheme or whatever of Invertigo. Say it gets removed. That's where my dream comes in, where I wish that they would do with Vekoma a ride like Fly that goes over the entrance like Gatekeeper and is themed to their original Screamin' Demon. I think that would be, and it would fit so well in a haunted area retheme with Banshee and Bat.
Yeah,
That's my dream, and I don't know if I'll ever see it, but I would love that. It'd be so cool.
Yeah, that would be a really good addition. Getting a like inverted new gen Vekoma in that park, fantastic.
Yeah, like Fury goes over the entrance of Carowinds, and Gatekeeper goes to the entrance in Cedar Point. Kings Island could have you wouldn't even have to really change the entrance building. Just go from where Invertigo is and just go over that path out front like that in the same style.
Kind of like Fury does, because Fury
kind of like Fury. Fury's kind of all over the place, right? Yeah. Kind of like that. Just make it a Vekoma flyer, and
that would be incredible.
I would be so cool. I've had that dream for a while.
Yeah, that would be a really good choice.
But that's something that if it were to happen exactly like I said, I would assume that they watched this and took the idea from me, which please do. I don't know if it'll happen exactly like that. Something more reasonable to speculate on is Vortex plot, because that is probably their next thing.
Yeah.
Which we did.
Yeah.
How have we gotten this far into the Kings Island episode and not mentioned the Beast or Son of Beast?
I actually was like, you guys are mentioning, I almost said something and then we went off on a tangent, but like, you guys mentioned all these defunct coasters, and I'm like, who's gonna mention Son of Beast? Like,
I never.
It was in my head this whole time. I was like, gotta bring up Son of Beast.
Where's Son of Beast?
Gone. The station's still there, and number 5 is alive. So
it's always kind of fun going over and looking at the station, seeing what kind of Easter eggs they put up.
It is,
there during Haunt or
whatever. The Haunt one was cool last year. It wasn't like when they had the whole haunted house in the station.
Yeah,
that was, I don't remember what year that was, but I remember going through that one. But yeah, it is cool to see their Easter eggs, and I've actually gotten to walk through the station of a coaster that I never saw in real life.
I do wonder, like, why is the station still up? Is it just for haunted
I guess it's
for the Thuzy Easter eggs, or
the corner of that park is just it's not like it's bad. It's just it's weird. The rest of the park is so cohesive and well themed and like pretty and nice. Not that Action Zone's not pretty, but
it's not.
When you get back toward past Banshee, it's like, what are we doing?
You have to walk a mile to get to Bat, and there's just nothing else back there.
Yeah, right, maybe their plan is to put something there. Like,
maybe
it would make sense because, like, we talked about Vortex. And we talked about potentially in Vertigo, but like it is easier to keep the station there if they do plan to eventually put something there and repurpose it. But then also, like, you're right, like that section of the park, it doesn't really make sense to have such a big gap between Banshee and Bat. You really need something in between to make that section more cohesive, and I really hope that like this isn't taking away that Bat needs to close, because I hope Bat never closes, but like right now it makes no sense for Bat to be all the way back there. Like, you might as well close it.
That's what I was saying, is like, I hope it's not, bad news bears for Bat.
I'd much rather than put something, even if it's something tiny and stupid.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at that area, there's not a ton of room in between Banshee and Bat. No, there's not a lot.
I'm looking at Google Maps right now.
Because Banshee took up like a quarter of Son of Beast's original plot, but that was like the front part that was closest to the park. The back part was all like in those what's kind of woods now, and then the station was over by where Bat is. Like, well, obviously where the station is now, but they're like they built them towards each other. They built Banshee towards the Bat. So I don't know how much room they've got, but
yeah,
like Banshee and Bat actually get fairly close to each other.
They do,
on the
yes.
tail end.
During the ride, yeah.
Yeah.
What if they just put in an arrow shuttle looper? Really tiny.
That would be
space.
a choice, but I would be here for it.
I don't think they would have room for it.
They could call it Screamin' Demon.
Really
wait, they already did that.
Yeah.
Well, that's because their former shuttle loop was Screamin' Demon.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah,
that was the type of coaster that Screaming Demon was.
Mm-hmm. For whatever reason, I know like every defunct coaster from Kings Island, including Bavarian Beetle. Which why I don't know. I do.
Yeah, my Kings Island lore is not that deep. I've been there once.
Yeah. Bavarian Beetle was either a Wildcat or a Zyklon. I can't remember which one. I'm gonna look it up. It was a Zyklon.
Oh, you beat me to it. Yeah, I don't know. What's the lore of the station then?
I don't know about that. I do know that they had before Son of Beast, there was other stuff in that area. I think I don't know if they like relocated their swing. I'm looking at a picture. Their Sky Coaster. But before Son of Beast and before Banshee, they had I gotta figure out what year this is from before I speak incorrectly. But they had a Togo stand up at one point called King Cobra. This is 1996, so that is correct. It was kind of where Delirium is, stretching back to like where close to Adventure Express. So that's obviously where Son of Beast and now Banshee were and are. I don't know if you're aware, but there was an incident on King Cobra where a lady fell off and died from it, and that's not the reason it closed, as far as I know. I don't know where I was going with that, other than I know all their defunct coasters for some reason.
Do you guys want
like the title for the episode? Is just I don't know where I'm going with this.
I don't know where I'm going with this. Do you guys want to? I guess my kind of weird lore that kind of got me back into coasters.
Yeah,
it does actually involve Kings Island. And apparently, like when I talk to some of the Kings Island home park people, they don't always know this information. But so I stopped going to theme parks. I grew up at Great Adventure. I stopped going to theme parks, whatever. I started to get into YouTube, and I found this creator called Fascinating Horror, my favorite creator ever. I worked in emergency services, so like firefighting, things like that. He does a lot of videos about large disasters around fire and health, things like that. And what I really like about his videos is that he tells the story very clearly. Like they're all like 10-minute videos. He talks about what has changed because of it, what is like the follow-up to all of the incidents. In that, we do have roller coaster accidents. We do have roller coaster like theme park issues. And Kings Island actually had this day they called Black Sunday. Do you guys know?
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard that. No.
So there's a day at Kings Island called Black Sunday where there were two separate incidents that caused 3 deaths, all at like the same time. One was
I think I've heard of the incident, but I've never heard it called Black Sunday. But keep going.
Yeah, it's because there were 2 incidents at the same time. One of them was they had this like old Intamin ride that was in the air, and the girl was like so drunk that when she like passed out onto the restraint and flipped the thing upside down and like fell out of the restraint because she was like coherently drunk. And then the other ones were like an electrical issue and what like used to be a water one, and like one guy fell in and then another guy went in after him, and technically 3 people went in, but 1 luckily survived. But yeah, so that lore like kind of got me into coasters again. Like he did this video on like Black Sunday, and then there were like 2 or 3 other Kings Island incidents in the same videos, and I was just like,
I
wow,
think
this is
King
crazy.
Cobra was one of them.
King Cobra was one. There was also one in like their tower, like an incident in their tower, with someone who like decided to get out of the elevator and climb it. Kind of crazy.
Wild, yeah.
Yeah, like wild. So that got me like after watching I remember like that video, and then there were a couple other ones about incidents. Which again, if you guys have any interest in learning this stuff, Fascinating Horrors is fantastic. He does a great job in teaching you how this changed safety standards. I think that's why I loved it so much. It tells you like how it changed safety for parks. And yeah, but then they got me to El Toro Ryan's problematic coaster videos, and then I was like, let's go back to a theme park. So my weird lore, but that reminded me of my weird lore that got me back into theme parks, guys.
So we have Kings Island to thank for you being on our podcast.
Yeah, that's like the one that really sticks out to me because it was like it's such a good like Kings Island just has like a very long-standing history. So he had a very like there was a very large video, and I remember that one stuck with me after watching that video. So yeah, guys, I'm here because of Fascinating Horrors and Kings Island.
Yeah. I remember like hearing all about Kings Island. Of course, I lived not that far away from it. I just didn't get there until 2018, I guess. I do remember when I was first getting into roller coasters, looking at Kings Island, and I'd heard all about the Beast. Honestly, to me, I'm curious. I gotta ask both of you guys a question. To you, what is the most iconic roller coaster of all time? Growing up, or before you were into it, or any time, what do you think the most people in the world know about in your mind? Just like not objectively correct, but what you would think. Like if there's a most famous roller coaster. If you don't have one, that's fine.
I don't
King
think I have one.
I feel like a lot of people answer that question with maybe like Coney Island Cyclone or something to that extent.
I think
To
King
me,
Ka, but
King Ka also, yeah, that's more of a recent thing, like since '05, right? Yeah.
yeah, but I guess that would be kind of when I was.
That would be one. Yeah. Well, to me as a child growing up, I just thought everybody in the world knew what the Beast at Kings Island was. Like I just thought everybody knew what that was. I was like, "Oh yeah, Beast at Kings Island. That's like the world's longest wooden roller coaster." I'm like, everybody knows what the Beast at Kings Island was. And I was like, when I started talking to enthusiasts and all this, like that's not something I brought up a lot, but I was like, "Oh yeah, you guys like have always known about the Beast, right?" And they're like, "No, I didn't learn about the Beast until I learned about like other parks." I'm like, "You mean not everybody knows what the Beast at Kings Island is? Not every single person?" But then again, I didn't really even know what it was because I remember Googling and like looking at pictures of roller coasters as a kid because I'm a nerd. And I thought that the Beast was Son of Beast. When I saw pictures of Son of Beast, when I Googled the Beast, I thought that was Beast for a long time. And finally figured out that that was not the case. I don't remember when I found out that that wasn't the case, but it was still before I went there. Because I was asking my dad, who hadn't been to Kings Island since like '89, maybe, or my parents went together, so sometime between '86 and '92, before they got married. Anyway, I asked him, I was like, "Well, what's a loop on a wooden roller coaster like?" He's like, "Beast doesn't have a loop," and I'm like, "What?" And yeah, because my parents didn't go back until like 2019 or 2020. So they didn't go from the 80s or early 90s until 2020. So they completely missed Son of Beast. So I don't know. I was just confused for a while that that they weren't the same thing, basically. But yeah, to me, the Beast is like the most iconic, well-known roller coaster of all time, and I was surprised to find out that not everybody else shared that sentiment. Because I mean, it is a legendary roller coaster. Like it's
Yeah.
1979. It's still the world's longest wooden roller coaster. I think it lost that title for a bit while it shared with its child, but then it got it back.
Do you guys buy into the Beast at Night hype?
Yes, I didn't think I did.
I don't, because my Beast at Night ride had this man in front of me that had these glowing, blinking glasses
Oh,
on that destroyed the entire experience for me. And then I'm gonna take one out of Laurel's book. If you guys don't know Thrills on Film, Laurel XL200, put your Apple Watches in night mode or in theater mode.
yes.
Put them on theater mode. There were like 3 Apple Watches going off and this man's glasses. So no. I will skip that ride at night. I will take the Mystic Timbers at night rides.
I agree. Or Adventure Express.
I was not a fan
I
of Adventure Express.
I like Mystic Timbers more, and I like it more at night. But Beast at Night, I didn't buy into it for a while. I honestly didn't even remember that I rode it at night. I was like, oh, I gotta go ride Beast at Night. I haven't done it. My dad was like, yeah, you have. Oh, I'm gonna do it again. One of the more recent rides, I think it was 2022 when I rode it at night. It just absolutely blew my mind. I was like, I don't always love riding Beast. Of course, they have retracted and it's been much better since then. But it was dark that night, and it was, I don't know. I don't know really how to explain it, but I I bought the hype that night is what I'll say. And then since then, I've always loved riding it at night. Honestly, the helix hits different from the second lift hill. Like, I don't know. I do really love it at night. You get a bigger sense of speed. You got the cool air in your face. Yeah, best night ride of all time is Voyage, but like Beast is still pretty darn good at night. I think.
I think everybody, or at least every enthusiast, needs to do a Beast night ride at least once.
You have to do it. Yeah, like it's an experience you need to do. I absolutely agree with Jen. Like, turn your lights off. That sucks.
Yeah, I was really sad because I'm like, I'm not. It's like, don't ruin it for other people. Like, I don't get to that park very often. It's a hard park for me to get to. It's like, I don't know. It's very sad. It's very sad.
I mean, I bet some people didn't even think about it. Like, people are so not self-aware sometimes that they were like not even thinking about their watch lighting up, or the guy had to be thinking about those glasses he was wearing. But
yeah, the glasses really got me because I'm like, you
people
knew that they were obnoxious.
Yeah, people are not considerate sometimes. It's just how it is. But yeah, I do like Beast at Night. I do.
Yeah, we got a comment from Keith saying there is only the Beast at night.
Only?
I think that's most important for him at Kings Island is Beast at night. Or at least Beast, especially at night.
I wouldn't say it's like most important for me.
No, I 100% agree. That line gets atrocious at night.
The line is bad at night, yeah.
Especially on nights where they have fireworks and they stop operations on Beast for a little while for fireworks.
But you have to be in line before that?
Yeah.
Or else you can't get in afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, and then you're just stuck waiting for the fireworks, and then they always let all the fast lane people go through, so then you're still just standing there.
Yep. So that part, not necessarily great, but...
Yeah. Keith also said, I hope Mullet is guesting this episode.
No, we kicked him out. He was on last episode.
He was on last episode. He was originally going to be on the episode that we were originally planning to have today, which should be the next episode. Fingers crossed. Yeah, you would think we would have the Kings Island boy on with us for Kings Island, but
yeah,
We hope
Maybe
you
we
guys
can-
like Nate instead.
Well, to be fair, I wasn't able to do the Holiday World one, which is fine,
True.
but
I
that's
felt
kind of
bad about
ironic
that.
too. Yeah. It's okay.
It worked out.
Yeah.
We can do some Patreon stuff, and you
Yeah.
can talk about Holiday World on there.
I'll talk about Holiday World all day long.
Yeah.
I was
Not
gonna say
now,
Patreon.
but
Well,
another
yeah.
time.
I
I
don't
don't know.
want
We've been doing enough tangents today.
We've been pretty good at keeping it on Kings Island, I'd say.
Kind of.
Yeah, at least all of our tangents had something to do with Kings Island.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on subject.
A couple things I do want to talk about for creativity kind of things. I mean, actually, I have a lot of things I could talk about. One of my favorite things there is the food is so good.
They have a lot of good food there. That is true.
Yeah, the meals I had were.
I was gonna say I don't know how your experiences were, Jen, with gluten free and all.
Yeah, they did fantastic. I do think that I've had a lot worse luck, which is why my videos about gluten-free food kind of stopped. I've had a lot worse luck under the new Six Flags. But last year when I was at like Cedar Fair did a fantastic job with. Now it's very park by park, and it's like it's not very good. But last year I had a very easy time, and the food was fantastic, and like it was just a very great theme park experience. Cedar Point was still like that this year, so my hope is that Kings Island is still like that.
I think they put enough into those parks where they'll probably keep it like that.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Random shout out to Tom and Chi, which is like, so Tom and Chi, very short tangent. They were these two guys that went on Shark Tank, and they had a bunch of restaurants. There used to be one near me, and they make tomato soup and grilled cheese, and it's really, I like it. They're good. They also have donuts that they make into grilled cheese. Like they cut the donut in half, flip it over. Sounds ridiculously unhealthy. Probably is. But Kings Island's the only place that I know that still has one. And,
There's
so
some standalones that exist.
They started in Cincinnati. So there's probably some around there that are still a thing. But shout out to Kings Island for having Tom and Chi, because I like Tom and Chi.
Yeah, I've loved Tom and Chi since before I moved to Cincinnati, so I was very excited, one, to hear that there's a Tom and Chi at Kings Island, and two, it is on the meal plan. Granted, I get one of the sandwiches that is not technically on the meal plan, but they have it set up where I can get a sandwich and upgrade it to the one I want, and it only costs $2. And then I can get a side and upgrade that to the one I want, which is tomato soup. And I can have a full meal for under $4, which
is good.
In girl math, it's already paid for because I have the dining plan, so it's free, and I'm only paying $4 for a meal.
I mean, economically, not just girl math. If you didn't go get food there, you'd be paying for a meal plan and whatever other food you got. So
yeah,
your option is to go get Chipotle for however much that costs, or go to Kings Island and get Tom and Chi for $4 technically.
Yeah, and I get the meal that I want. But like that's kind of one of my things that I like about Kings Island is, especially like when we are bored on the weekend and we're just going to get food, or like we're out and about in the city somewhere and we're just like, we need to get lunch. Do you want to just go to Kings Island because we don't have to pay for it? There's so many options for where we go. Like it's always a tough decision where we're going to go eat.
Yeah, I can't relate to being that close to a music park for food, but
sorry.
Maybe someday I will. I don't know. I've just never lived that close to any amusement park. I don't know. What's your favorite restaurant, or what's your favorite food to get at Kings Island? Because mine is probably like the Brew House by Mystic.
I always get a salad at Brew House, but I think my usual go-to is at a Coney Barbecue, the rotisserie chicken, where they give you like a whole freaking half of a chicken, and then I get the Carolina mustard.
Ew.
So good. Shut up. I know you thought
just mustard.
We talked about that a lot this weekend.
Yeah.
that, and then especially in the fall time, they have their corn. It's not a cornbread. It's kind of cornbread. I forget what they call it, and it's really bothering me. You would think I would know it, but it's like a kind of corn side dish with bread, and I don't know, but they have that corn souffle. Maybe that's it. But when I get that, I'm very happy. It's very tasty.
I'm a big fan of burgers, so I like Brewhouse.
But with no mustard.
Well, yeah, with no mustard.
I wish I could remember their menu because didn't they have some kind of vegetable at Brewhouse?
One single vegetable?
I don't know. A side vegetable?
I don't know. I always get the salad at Brewhouse.
Oh, I feel like they did, and I thought it was really good. Like, I think I remember maybe trying some ones, and it was really good. Like, I thought it was something, though, that people, like, knew. Like, when I say I'm going to that farmhouse place at Cedar Point, like, Brussels sprouts. Like,
I love Brussels sprouts. Just
they're so good.
side note.
Yeah, me too. They're so good.
They're so good.
But like I feel like there was one that people were like, oh, they're like, these are incredible. You have to have these. But now I don't remember which kind of vegetable it was. Oh well.
Kings Island also has a couple options of things that aren't like just exclusive to Kings Island. They've got La Rosa's Pizza. They've got Skyline, as we mentioned earlier. They used to have Chick-fil-A. They don't have Chick-fil-A anymore?
No, I think
that's where Tom and Chi is now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tom and Chi, that's another one. So they got a few options outside of just their own stuff, too.
I would like to point out Hawk Vandelay's comment for this episode just said, I love Skyline Chili.
Yeah. I knew we had to bring it up when I saw that.
Yeah. That is not ever my choice for food at Kings Island. It will never be my first choice, nor my second, nor third, nor fourth choice.
Allison hates Skyline Chili, guys.
I don't hate
She hates it. Allison hates Skyline Chili.
It's okay. I'm not from here, so I'm not really like sad about that.
I did not find it like super, I don't know.
I mean, it tastes fine. It's okay. I just can't have it as often as a lot of people I know.
You don't have the bowels of steel of a Midwesterner.
Correct. I am a Southerner.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not crazy about it. I don't go there. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm going to Cincinnati. I got to get Skyline. I think I had last had it like 2 years ago when we did the Gravity Group Wobble, but...
Did we do Skyline for that?
No. I went with like Mike and Carl and like two other people maybe, like at like 11. We like left the hotel, went and got Skyline, and then came back. It wasn't crazy.
Vaguely remember that. I always forget that we were at that event.
Wow.
That was before we were friends.
I know. Not to get off topic on that, but I remember everyone writing down how many Gravity Groups / like Gravity Group refurbs they'd ridden, and I remember Joey being like ready to hand his in at number 1, and I tied with him, and he was like, "Yeah."
And this is like your first like Buzz Bars event, and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah, exactly. That was fun.
That sounds like a very fun thing to happen.
What else is on my list to talk about? Because I know I have more things. Theming of Adventureport.
Adventureport looks really good now.
Yeah.
I like how they've been kind of slowly going around the park. That's why, like earlier, I alluded to like fixing Action Zone. I mean, they did Area 72 in 2020. Coney Mall, I feel like, has gotten some upgrades, unless I'm like crazy.
Well, yes, but I don't know, you might be right in terms of that.
I think it has like and then they did Adventureport like last year. Was it last year? Or 2 years ago?
I feel like it was 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago because I remember it last year. Winterfest was already done. So anyway, that Adventureport looks incredible.
Mhm.
I wasn't expecting him to go that all out. Didn't they just like add? They added 2 new rides with it and everything.
Yeah. The Soul Spin and Cargo Loco.
Yeah, the Mexican restaurant. Like it looks really good. So I hope they're just kind of continuing up that way, and they'll get to Action Zone and maybe
Yeah.
fix that here in a few years.
It'd be nice.
They kind of did a revamp of some of the kids area, not all of it, but they put a little bit of Camp Snoopy in
The
there.
Planet Snoopy or Camp Snoopy, Planet Camp.
Camp.
I totally know.
Camp Snoopy, because they repainted the Vekoma Hang and Bang, Flying Ace, Aerial Chase.
And then like the whole little like kids play area.
It's all like Camp Snoopy now.
Yeah. But like to have that like kind of covered grassy area for kids, like that's so cute, and it's just it's a nice spot to chill on the turf.
So that point being, it seems like they're going around and like fixing up their areas that kind of need it. They did I Street like 2019.
That I don't
know. 28 something around there. They did I Street, like all the new like the new bricks and everything, the paths. They did that at one point too in the recent past. So yeah, I've not to like go back on the Action Zone thing we were talking about, but I hope that they're doing that and they're continuing on, and we'll get to and fix Action Zone soon.
I don't know about soon, but hopefully
soon I mean like within the next 5 to 10 years. Yeah.
They're showing the care that they can put into that park, and they can really make it pop.
I think the good thing is
designer, but they're really making it pop.
They really have put love and care into it the whole time. It's one of their like
flagships.
Yeah, it's one of their flagship parks. They're going to put love and care. Even the new merged company is going to keep putting money into it. They know Kings Island is like the bread and butter. But yeah, theming is great.
I also have not talked about Mystic Timbers nearly as much as I should have this episode.
I was thinking the same thing.
Don't go in the shed. Don't go in the restricted area.
Go in the shed.
Go in the shed. Go in the shed.
Go back home to your video games.
Do you guys know how many times you've gotten the tree on Mystic Timbers, if you have ever?
A lot. I feel like I get the tree more than anything.
I have gotten the tree 12 total times.
Why do you count that?
I don't know. Also, one time, after getting the tree, I walked down the stairs and saw a $20 bill. And so I got the tree, and then I got a $20 bill. That was like the luckiest day of my life.
That sounds like a very fun day. I don't remember what one that I don't remember the ones that I got.
There's only 3 options. You get bat and snake. Those are the common ones. Or you can get tree.
I feel like I've gotten tree more than any of them.
I think that I got tree because I think I remember everyone being like, "Oh my god, you got tree on your first time." Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
And one small detail of it is you can know what you're going to get as soon as you pull in, because if you look at the door, if the door is completely shut and you don't see anything around, that's the tree. You're going to get the tree. The snakes hang on the windows and stuff, and the door is slightly cracked. And then the door is also slightly cracked for the bats, and you can see them hanging there. So you kind of know what you're going to get as soon as you pull in.
Okay.
I wish they would just upgrade the quality of the screens. Like they could make it look so much more seamless.
They can make it look better. I do think it's a little awkward being at the end. I think we've all gotten over that at this point.
Yeah.
It kind of, it doesn't really do anything to the operations as far as I know. It's slowing them down or speeding them up. But I think Copperhead Strike, with the way they did their theming and putting it first, was a little bit better than what Mystic Timbers did. However, the shed is iconic.
They should have.
What's in the shed?
They should have put a drop track.
Right.
That would have been fun.
Or like the Voltron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a spoiler?
Possibly.
Yeah, that's literally the first thing I was thinking. I was like, wow, you just spoiled Voltron.
Yeah. Whoops.
Alas. Oh well.
I just know as soon as I saw the very first POV of Voltron, it was there, so I just assume everyone knows.
I didn't. Most people don't watch a POV. They
Yeah,
want
that's fair.
us.
I forgot about that too.
Yeah.
It's okay. I won't spoil anything else.
I'll go back and bleep you out.
Or you could do that. Yeah. Um. Either way, Mystic is cool.
I love Mystic.
You better get in that truck. Go home to your video games. This place is not safe.
Whatever you do, don't
go in the shed.
Everyone with the don't go into the shed, though, I was expecting a lot more in the shed.
Yeah, like a drop track.
Yeah, I was like, what? Why is everyone
Backwards
yelling at me
reverse
not to go
launch.
into the shed?
There be snakes and bats in there.
It's a little. The shed was definitely a little over marketed, but
yeah, I do really like the audio going up the lift hill in that.
Yeah,
yeah,
like, so well done.
Mm-hmm. And it like slows down and speeds up the chain when it needs to.
Yeah,
I think it could bear to be a little louder. It's sometimes it's hard to hear, but it's good. I like it. You know, akin to my home park and Legend having the sound playing every time you go down get off the lift and drop.
Except when we were there recently.
No, so
in the audio.
So I found out because I went back the next week. I found out that it was on. It was just very, very quiet and too early.
Yeah, I never even heard it.
Yeah, so the speakers were somehow turned way down because I heard it the next week. It was still doing the don't look back. It was still doing that, but it was too early. So it was like it was finished before you even dropped. It's supposed to do the last wolf howl when you drop. And it was turned way down. So my complaint is redacted. I like lift hill effects. Mystic and Legend both are awesome for doing that. Imagine if Beast, especially back in the day when it was like originally built, imagine if it had something like that. People would freak out. That'd be awesome.
It has a spiel from Jeffrey Siebert. Does that count?
Does it?
Yeah.
Not on the ride, does it?
Yeah. Yeah, like the little spiel that you get on the first lift hill is Jeffrey Siebert.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, next time you ride it or like watch a POV if you can hear it in the POV. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
which I'm pretty sure
that is cool information. I did not know.
There's a Beast Squishmallow. If we want to hop into merch a little bit, there is a Beast Squishmallow, and his name is Jeff, and I'm pretty sure it's from that. Do you have a Beast Squishmallow?
I have an Orion Squishmallow. Oh, okay. I do not have a Beast Squishmallow.
I can go grab my Beast one. It's right over there. It's holding up a Yeti ball right now, but
I own a total of 2 Squishmallows. I will not get any more, I don't think. I have Fury and Orion.
I have 2 different Fury ones.
The blue and the green?
One's black.
Oh. I have like the OG green one.
Yeah, I do too.
And then the OG blue Orion one. Those were the first 2 Squishmallows before they started doing it for everything. Those were the first 2. They were only those 2 for a while. It was just Fury and Orion. And then they were like, oh, these are really popular. Let's make everything a Squishmallow. And they did.
Yeah,
I had one Talon. Like I had one single Squishmallow, and it was a Talon one, and I had it. It was safe for years. It traveled with me from Pennsylvania to Colorado to Florida, back to Pennsylvania, and Ahsoka was so gentle with it. Like one day she got it, like she got up and she got it, and she was so gentle with it for a while that I was just like, it's fine. Like, here, you can have it. She would use it as a pillow. She was so gentle. And then my lab found it. Like, my family lab found it. Done. Dunzo. Gone.
Rip. Wow. Well, literally rip.
Yeah. I was like, I forgot what it's like to have a dog that, like, rips things apart. Like, Ahsoka's... She's not, like, a destroyer. Like, not at all. And my Squishmallow... R.I.P. Ellen. Squishmallow. Yeah. I remember you fondly. Yeah.
One more thing before we get into listener comments is the bluegrass music that they do. I know it's to like, not have copyrighted music or whatever, but honestly, it's kind of a vibe.
I actually kind of like it too.
So good, but I laugh at it every time, but I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, as if we weren't singing along to half of them.
I also, no, that's what I do. I sing along to it, and I thoroughly enjoy that they do that. It's phenomenal.
Like they're
but
good covers
it makes
too.
me laugh every time.
I don't know. It's just kind of a vibe, and it just adds to the whole Rivertown section.
Yeah, it does. I know we were talking about merch a little bit. There was this one shirt that I got. It was from early on with Mystic Timbers. I don't know, 2018 maybe, and it had Miami River Lumber Company on like the badge. It was pink shirt, pinkish reddish shirt. Miami River Lumber Company here, Miami River Lumber Company on the back. Said nothing else about Roller Coaster or Mystic Timbers, anything. All it said was Miami River Lumber Company. It's all good in the woods. And I love that shirt. And I'm too, like, overweight for that shirt. Because I was buying, back then I was small enough to buy a large. And now I definitely need an extra large. And I'm sad because they don't have that shirt anymore. And I wish they'd bring it back. They have great merch, but I wish they still had that shirt.
Yeah, subtle ones like that are cool.
Yeah. I love me a subtle roller coaster or theme park shirt. Something that goes to the theming. That if you know, you know.
If I even like have much Kings Island merch, I think I have one from like my first ever visit, where it's like, it's one of those super cheesy ones. It says like rides, friends, stories, or something like that. I don't know if I've ever gotten. I don't think I own a Mystic Timber shirt.
I have a different Mystic Timbers shirt.
I've literally been wearing a Mystic Timbers.
Oh yeah, you have a Spirit jersey. Yeah. I saw it. You were wearing it last weekend.
I have been wearing it half this week. It's very comfy. It's been my pajama shirt this week.
I have a Mystic Timbers, like the dark burgundy shirt that they had. Also the like gray tie-dye one with the logo on it. Got both of those. I got a Diamondback hoodie, I think. Beast shirt. Like I've got a lot. I kind of have a lot. Like when I go there enough, I get more merch. The more I go to a park, the more merch I end up getting, apparently, because I've got the most Holiday World by far, and then after that's probably Kings Island.
I literally have a journal on my desk because they had a bunch of stuff on clearance, and Mike bought me a journal for $2.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Ta-da.
The Beast.
Yeah, it was on clearance, so Mike bought it because I like journals. Well, any other thoughts before we get into listener things?
No, I don't.
I'm so tired. I'm fading fast.
I don't think so.
Well, we got a few comments considering how late I posted about it this week.
Kings Island's a very loved.
I'm literally like, we're recording in 2 hours. If you see this, comment something. But one of the first ones on my list is from our friend Billy, who is not actually named Billy, but we call him Billy, who works at Kings Island. And he said Billy is the best part of Kings Island, hands down. And I can agree to this.
That's so funny.
You've met Billy, right, Nate?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah, he's a chaos in human form.
I don't know.
I mean, my favorite part of Kings Island is the old water fountain. I'm just kidding. Or am I? I kind of love that old thing.
Except it was not on.
It was not on, but it's off for the winter, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's still there, but I love it.
I didn't even know about it until you mentioned it. So.
It's phenomenal.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's like right when you go in the park, as soon as you enter, you take the right path down I Street, and then you turn right, like you're gonna go to Planet Snoopy, but it's like right at the end of the buildings, back in the corner, like in the corner of a building. is this
It's
like
on the
water
outside
fountain. It
crater.
looks like it's from 19. It actually looks like it predates 1970 when the park opened, but or 1972 technically. You you put your foot on the pedal and then you wait for the water to bubble up from like an underground well, and it's like creamy. The water is like creamy, like not like
You
in a
said the
gross
water
way.
is creamy?
I don't know how else to describe it.
Ew.
It's like smooth water. It's very smooth.
I
That's
will
a better way to
never
describe
go
it.
to that fountain. What do you mean?
No, it's not. It's good water. I like it. It doesn't taste metallic-y or gross or anything like
Oh, it's
that.
a
Like
drinking fountain?
it's a
Oh,
water
then I won't
drinking
be
fountain.
using it anyway. I don't believe
Okay, but you should go see it because it's cool. Next time you're there,
Okay, I'll go look at it and I'll
you can
see.
even step on it and let it run. You don't have to drink out of it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna drink that.
That'll be on our scavenger hunt
Yeah.
challenge list.
I will be going to look at it, but Florida has scarred me of water fountains. I now see it and I could taste the Florida water and no.
Yeah.
No.
Definitely better than Florida water for sure, but it's just cool to see. I don't know. I don't think I've ever like looked into why it's there or if there's any reason, but it's funny.
We'll have to do some research.
Yeah. We'll have to do it for our chocolate milk Patreon videos.
Chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk. Are we allowed to say? I don't know. Chocolate milk Patreon. But the chocolate milk
is actually an adult beverage.
Is actually adult beverages. I don't know. Is that allowed?
Spicy chocolate milk.
The spicy chocolate milk Patreon videos. We're gonna discuss the history of this fountain at Kings Island.
Yes.
Nate does a PowerPoint dissertation.
Oh my gosh, I will do that. I will definitely do that.
Okay, stay tuned. Spicy chocolate milk.
It has to be on the Patreon though.
Yeah.
I will. Yeah. The spicy chocolate milk drinking will happen on the Patreon.
Why do I kind of want to rename the tier the spicy chocolate milk tier?
Spicy chocolate milk.
I'm making note of that actually.
I was trying
only
to make
fountains.
Only fountains.
Oh my god.
What?
Well, it's behind a paywall.
Oh, why do I kind of want to make a logo for that for that video specifically?
You should.
Jeez. Anyway, all this to say, yes, Billy, we love you. Keep being awesome and keeping those Mystic Timbers numbers up.
Heck yeah.
Okay,
I can do the next one.
Okay.
We have John Mike. I think the history of IPs, which the park has used, Hanna-Barbera, Nick, Peanuts, over the decades is crazy. Not to mention some of the off-the-cuff, ambitious capital investments from the days of Paramount ownership. Flight of Fear, and Vertigo, Son of Beast, Tomb Raider, The Ride. What I love about the park is that it has strived to return back more to its roots in recent decades following the megapark goals of the early 2000s from the Coaster Wars. Seeing the park be rehabilitated, especially I Street, is a huge hallmark of this rehab.
It's kind of what we touched on with the theming.
Yeah,
I Street.
Like I was saying, I don't remember exactly what year it was. I want to say 2019. I may be wrong, but I remember them redoing I Street, and it looks much better now. Additionally, I have to bring up, because it's always fun to bring up, since John Mike mentioned it, Paramount ownership adding Flight of Fear and Vertigo, Son of Beast, Tomb Raider, specifically in Vertigo, which used to be Face Off, featuring or based off of the classic hit movie featuring Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, who play each other in that movie. Honestly, if it's good if you haven't seen it. I like that they used to have their rides named after Paramount movies. Like, the Italian Job was the original name of Backlot, and now Queen City Stunt Coaster. Of course, the bat being Top Gun.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider, yeah, was Tomb Raider. Did
Yeah.
they change the name of that one before it got removed? I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
So
I was gonna say the Crypt, but that's at King's Dominion, or was at King's Dominion.
I'm looking it up. The Crypt Kings Island.
Oh, that might have been it because I feel like it was the Crypt.
It was 2008 to 2011 was the Crypt.
Wow, I'm so good at this game.
Yeah, that was really good. Good job.
Was 2008 when it was no longer Paramount?
06, I think, was when
also
Cedar
look
Fair
like-
bought it. This is off the cuff. I have not looked it up.
Open RCDB and I got Ring Racer for my random coaster. Kings Island. Because I would feel like those would have all been kind of like renamed around the same time. Italian Job 2000 switched to Backlot in 2008.
Maybe it was 08, but I thought that the purchase took place in 2006. Once again,
it might have taken them like a year or two. Like they might have had time
Yeah.
to change names and like do things like that. But it does look like for the most part, it is.
Yes, this is Face Off was 99 to 2007. So yeah, I think 2008 was probably the transition year.
June 30th, 2006 is when it was purchased. So 2008 would have been the transition year.
Yep. Yep. BAT was Flight Deck in 2008.
Yes. And then they wised up and changed it to BAT, which is
in
more unique.
2014.
I don't know what year they did that. I don't remember.
2014.
Was it? Okay.
Oh,
so I thought you were asking me. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying it says on Flight Deck, or on RCDB, it says Flight Deck from 2008 to 2013.
Well, I'm glad that they changed it back to the BAT. I know that there's another BAT in Canada's Wonderland, but there's two other flight decks, one at Canada's Wonderland and one at California's Great America. So.
I'm kind of sad that they don't have like the Nickelodeon stuff anymore. Like Fairly Odd Coaster.
Scooby's coaster. Ghoster coaster, like super rare model. I think it was the same model as
the one at Hershey Park.
The one at Hershey that Roller Soaker. I rode Roller Soaker.
Oh yeah.
That one was wet. Soaker, yeah. I did not ever ride Scooby's Ghoster Coaster. Although if I had gone from 2002 to 2005, I probably would have ridden it because I would have been the size of a child to ride it.
No, I'm just looking at all their.
Yeah, their deep history with like park ownership and renames and all that, and Beast has stood there the whole time being the same.
I kind of like am so happy this comment came in because I kind of forgot, like, and I knew this information, but I kind of just didn't remember Hanna-Barbera in the Paramount parks as heavily, but they were such a heavily ingrained IP in those parks.
Yeah.
So crazy. I don't know why I just, like, it escaped my mind.
And not to mention under the Nick ownership, or the Nick licensing, the name for what is currently the Great Pumpkin Coaster was for a brief time Little Bill's Giggle Coaster.
No, it wasn't.
Mm-hmm. That was actually, speaking of, this is John Mike's comment. He's the one that told me that. So shout out to him again. Giggle Coaster.
Giggle Coaster? What?
From 2006 to 2009. Yep. Little Bill's Giggle Coaster.
Look at the sign out front. Oh my goodness. Everyone go look up the sign. It's kind of crazy.
I have not seen a picture of the sign.
It's just like a really bad cutout of Little Bill.
Oh my gosh, it is.
It's just a really bad cutout of him. And then it looks like in the ride, there's just like really bad cutouts of all of the characters.
I mean, that
Oh,
sounds about right for most
Yeah.
parks with a coaster like that.
Wow.
yeah,
Little Bill's Giggle Coaster.
that's actually so crazy. And Nick, too. I forgot that, like, under Paramount, they would have had, like, Sponge, like, Nick. I'm like,
Yeah,
SpongeBob.
Nickelodeon.
I
Yep.
instantly am like, oh my god, SpongeBob.
Hey, SpongeBob. You want to go to King's Island? I can't do a good SpongeBob impression, so Patrick will have to do.
Wow, what good lore. I forget what good lore the Paramount Parks had.
I'm also not shocked that John Mike is the one that brought up the lore.
No, not at all. He knows the lore.
He does.
He lived through it. He's been there.
Molded by it.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, have Ethan said, I think Kings Island has a well-rounded coaster lineup, and while it is a massive park, it doesn't feel large due to its layout, so it makes it easier for guests to go from ride to ride than at a park like Cedar Point. Always comparing to Cedar Point. We mentioned that earlier. I think they do a great job distinguishing themed areas from one another. Area 72, Rivertown, Planet Snoopy, etc. I think two things they could do that would drastically improve the park are get a standout coaster, Vekoma or Mach multi-launch. I'm sensing a trend here. In Vortex's plot, and retheme Action Zone to something more haunted to fit in with Banshee and Bat and not look too generic.
Why is this exact conversation?
So it's really funny that that's how he said it, because I had not read that comment before we started. I hadn't read it until Allison read it. But honestly, I do remember talking to Ethan about some of these things literally last week. Or last weekend.
He was with us.
So, I mean, we did kind of discuss the haunted thing. At least that Action Zone being haunted. I think Vekoma or Mach being like suitors for filling Vortex's plot of land is definitely probably a popular opinion. So,
yeah.
But yeah, he makes all good points here that seemingly we've already talked about, but he makes all good points here because it agrees with everything we said.
Yeah, I really think that this is a very solid comment. These are some solid thoughts. I support them.
People are more insightful than I am.
I absolutely agree with everything he said, considering it's what I said. Yeah.
Heck yeah. All right, we have Chris Leonard. Next, he says, first visit to the park this year, the night before Hollywood Nights, and was one of my favorite park days, even though I was only there for half a day. Operations are top notch, and love how you can't see many of the coasters because of how far into the woods you go. This park doesn't lack much, but would love it to get another dark ride or well-themed indoor coaster.
I'm trying to think like what kind of indoor coaster would be good there. Please not Dark Castle, because the capacity on that is terrible.
Like either a slower one or yeah. The only problem I have with modern Vekoma, the only problem is that their family suspendeds currently have not had an installation that has an option for multiple trains. And that is a capacity killer. So
yeah, I feel like that's something that's easy to innovate. And
it could. I mean, I'm not saying they can't do it because they definitely could, and maybe the parks requested that. The few that I'm talking about are specifically, I'm thinking of Dollywood and Farouk Summerland, which have clones of each other. Those two specifically don't have any option. Oh, and Pterosaur at Paulton's Park, right?
Yeah, I feel like right now we're still in such an early phase of New Vekoma that they're probably all purchasing like the same like the first version of it. But if a park went to them like, I really want this, but I need a second train, I feel like that'd be a pretty easy ask.
Yeah. That being said, I could see at some point them doing something like, you know, how Mr. Freeze kind of like when they load Mr. Freeze, the transfer track rolls from one side of the station to the other.
I love that.
Have two trains. Maybe they could do something like that on their family boomerangs.
Wait, other thought, but they have to do this innovation for working with Disney. So they're already working on the innovation for it and how to make multiple trains on the track work on a family suspended coaster.
Yeah.
Because there's no way Disney purchased a single train roller coaster. Not a chance.
Zero chance.
Like, there's, like, they couldn't sustain it. And so, especially after that, I feel like getting one with extra trains will be much easier.
And maybe that's on the parks for ordering what they ordered and not necessarily Vekoma. Like maybe Vekoma's like, oh, we can do this, or we can do this, and it's $30,000 cheaper, maybe even more than that. I think I way under like lowballed that probably, but
yeah,
like it's a lot cheaper to have one train, one station, less maintenance. Parks are like, okay, we'll do that. It's just a family ride. It's just going to be our most popular ride. Like, what could go wrong? I'm not going to blame Vekoma for that, but I'm just saying, like, I wish they'd push it a little more. Maybe that's what I was trying to say. That also being said, shout out to Kings Island for their operations. We haven't said anything about that, but Chris brought it up, and their operations are always so good to the point where I don't notice it, which means they're good. Because if I'm not thinking about the operations, they're good operations.
Yeah, I agree. I remember it being like pretty quick in and out when we were there, which is incredible for any park. Like,
once again, shout out to Billy because he contributes to that for Mystic Timbers and Diamondback.
Yeah, Billy, we love you.
We stand Billy.
And additionally to that, oh my gosh, never mind. There's no additionally. My brain went blank. I don't have no idea what I was going to say, so never mind.
Good talk.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I really have ever had any issues with operations. I don't think so.
I haven't had any issues with operations that were their fault. I did have to wait on the back, like in the loading area of Banshee, for a minute because somebody threw up in the station. But literally, they just had to clean it up, and then we were good. And I have heard people call Diamondback Diamond Stack, which it can do sometimes, but doesn't really make their operations bad per se. It's just running 3 trains. You're probably going to have some stacking.
My favorite thing to say on Diamondback is that it smells like pancakes on the brake run because those trains be stacking.
Oh, I like that. I also like riding in the back row of Diamondback and sticking my arm out. I know that water's probably not that clean, but whatever. It's fun.
It's probably creamy.
Yeah. Well, not the way I meant it, but yeah. I meant it's just like smooth, but that water is not something you want to like drink for sure. Definitely not. Also, shout out to their maintenance because seemingly they have a lot less breakdowns than, you guessed it, Cedar Point.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of Cedar Point's issues, though, with operations do stem from the wind on the peninsula, no?
They have breakdowns outside of that as well. But yes, I'm sure they do have an effect. What's that?
Aren't the majority of their operations issues from the wind? Like,
I don't know personally. And if that's the case, that's something I've never thought of.
I have someone I can ask.
Yeah, so
true.
Almost every time that I've been there, I've had at least half a day where the coasters have been closed for wind.
I don't know if he's awake, but I'm going to text him and ask.
Last time I was at Cedar Point, I was next to ride Millennium Force. I'm sorry, this will be a slight tangent.
Shocker.
And the people were all boarded and ready to go. And then the guy in the front row took his seatbelt off as they were dispatching. So they had to hit the E-stop and not evac because they were in the station, but get everybody back off the ride and into the station. And it took an additional 20 minutes to get the ride back up because this silly boy, I don't know how old of a person it was, but this silly dude took off their belt, and yeah, I think it was intentional, and I think security came and took the person out of there.
That's a very annoying story. But were you about to call that man a silly goose?
Yeah. Silly little Billy was what I was probably going to go with, but yeah.
I heard the silly guy. And
yeah.
Man.
I was going to say silly guy, but I couldn't remember if it was I couldn't remember like who it was basically. So I just didn't want to like make it sound one way. I have no idea who it was. It was a person in the front row. Don't know anything.
That is infuriating. I just feel like every time I'm at that park, and I could be wrong, it could just be my perception, I'm there on bad days, whatever, but I have had multiple times where, like, I've had multiple days that coasters have been down for wind except for, like, 2 or 3.
I mean, I don't know what happened to Wild Mouse last time I was there, but I rode it on the Friday night, and then Saturday and Sunday, the green train was on the lift hill the whole day.
Wait,
it did not reopen.
Was that our cabin weekend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that, but
there were a lot of breakdowns that weekend.
There were. I know it's every time I'm there. Don't take me to Cedar Point because things will break down.
Yeah, that's why you should just go to Cedar Point the way I go to Cedar Point the last time. Last year when I went, I refused to ride any B&Ms, and this year when I went, I rode Siren's Curse, Top Thrill 2, and Magnum, and that's it. I didn't get on a single other coaster the whole weekend.
Yeah. You know who doesn't have those issues? Kings Island. That's crazy because we were just talking about how good Kings Island is with that. That's why I brought up Cedar Point.
I will say, though, that I only rode those coasters by choice. I just didn't really want to ride anything else at Cedar Point. I love Maverick.
That's fair.
I'm not waiting for Steel Vengeance.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that, and I don't recommend trying to ride everything in one day at Cedar Point. I've done it. Don't do it.
Yeah, I just rode. I was there for Top Thrill 2 and Siren's Curse, so I was there for Top Thrill 2 and Siren's Curse.
Yeah. I've ridden everything in one day at Kings Island, and it didn't like almost kill me like it did at Cedar Point. It's actually doable.
Yeah.
In a reasonable like time, and it doesn't like murder you. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I would rather ride Maverick like 10 times than try to ride everything.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
All right, now that we're just tangent.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was struggling to stay awake over here.
So. Yeah, we're almost.
We got 2 more comments.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna do Flight of Tailors because I love Flight of Taylor. She said Foff and Foff. Most rides are well themed. Adventureport is full of Easter eggs in a small area. Area 72 has nods to it all over the park, leading into a park ride paranormal lore. Weak Action Zone is half paranormal, half Paramount. Vortex replacement needs to tie CM into the park lore.
What does CM stand for right here?
I was gonna ask the same thing.
Me3 needs to tie CM.
Candemonium.
Yeah.
Candemonium. CM needs to try. I don't know.
Somebody's gonna like tell us after we finish recording, and they're gonna be like, "Y'all are so dumb."
Yeah, it's all right. Oh, Coney Mall.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Coney Mall. I got it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So Flight of Taylor, Foff, and Foff. I used to really love Foff. Flight of Fear. I used to love it. Over the years, I don't love it as much. It hurts me more. I've also been spoiled and have ridden Joker's Jinx, which we mentioned earlier, and what's the one at Fiesta Texas called? I'm blanking. Poltergeist. That's what it is. I've ridden Joker's Jinx and Poltergeist, and for whatever reason, the outdoor ones without a mid course are better than the 2 indoor ones. That being said, King's Dominion one is terrible, and I'd rather ride the King's Island one all day long than ride the King's Dominion one again. So I'll give it that. I really want to like Flight of Fear as much as I used to, but I don't know what happened. I just don't anymore. So
I don't like waiting in line.
I love the theming for Flight of Fear. Like, loved the theming. But I am not a fan of the ride. It hurt my head really bad. It's unfortunate though because Joker Jinx I loved. I loved. And it's crazy to me that like the outdoor models seem to
less
handle
weathered.
Better.
Yeah.
Like
exactly what I was thinking.
Why do the outdoor I've ridden all 4 that we've mentioned. And I would take the 2 outdoor models any day, and I feel like that's so backwards to any other ride.
Yeah, it seems like if it's indoors, it's going to be bound to be better. Like, I would much rather ride Rock and Roller Coaster than I would Express Platform 13. Love them both. Express Platform 13 is not bad, but it's more weathered than Rock and Roller Coaster. So I'm a little confused.
Usually it's like exposed to the elements, the change in temperature, like all of that is impacting it. So I can't think of another model where I prefer the outdoor models, but
I can't either. Yeah,
it's so backwards. Like, but if the quality of the outdoor models was on Flight of Fear, I would love it.
I'd love it. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Theming is really well done, especially since it ties into Area 72. I don't know what they're doing over there in Virginia. Don't know how they're going to tie that in with the jungle, because now everything is jungle, but...
We do also have, like, a little bit of lore, but there's also, like, in the queue to Iron Menace, like, a little bit of paranormal there that has stickers that point to Flight of Fear.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of cool. It's like a cool little park-to-park nod.
Yeah. Yeah, that is cool. Well, and speaking of that, I like that there are references, like in Orion's area. They've got there's like one I don't know the element names, so something 325. They got an XL 200 on all these barrels, like referencing other parks and Orion's theming, which is really cool. So they do that a lot, and I like it.
Yeah. I really enjoy when parks do that, park to park.
I think we have one more comment here.
Yep. Nice short one from AT Needs God. Which, love that name. Great atmosphere, strong lineup, a tad overrated by some, but a great park nonetheless. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
It's a very good overall brief of Kings Island.
Yeah, I think that's a good comment to end on.
Yeah.
Yeah, a very good statement. It's overrated by some, but a fantastic park nonetheless.
The Kings Island fanboys that got their hyper instead of a giga. Brought it back.
And also just because we're in Ohio and people hate on Ohio.
I don't know why people hate on Ohio.
I don't
honestly
know either.
Because it's Ohio.
I mean, I live in Indiana, and it's just worse Ohio. So.
But we also hate on Indiana.
I'm the only one allowed. Only people that live in Indiana are allowed to hate on Indiana.
Okay.
Sorry. I don't make the rules, except I just did make that rule.
Yeah, except I'm still gonna hate on Indiana. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm not gonna stop you.
You can hate on Pennsylvania too, just not Philadelphia area.
No, but I actually love Pennsylvania.
I love the edges of the state.
I like kind of all of Pennsylvania, to be honest.
I don't like driving through Pennsylvania.
I don't like that. It's too long.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Takes way too long.
Yeah, we got some good parks.
Yeah.
Don't hate on Kennywood.
Oh, I love Kennywood. That
Who's
part.
Just in general, like anyone listening to the podcast, don't hate on Kennywood. It's good. I don't know why Kennywood gets hate.
I love Kennywood. Kennywood. I love that Noah's Ark ride. Like, I need to go to Waldameer so bad because I need to do the other version of it. That ride is like the most wild experience. Every single park should have one. Yeah. All right. Now that we have moved from Kings Island over to Kennywood, and whether or not I can hate on Indiana, I will hate on Indiana. And also, if anyone can hear, my dog is ready to go.
Yeah, I can hear her.
That brings us to the end of the episode.
Yay.
Thanks for having me again.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, Nate.
Thanks for the short notice.
Yeah, no problem.
Replacing of Mike. Hopefully, if everything goes as planned for scheduling, we should have an interview next episode. We thought that was going to be this episode, but I think it'll be a fun one when we announce it, once we actually nail down a recording date.
Yeah,
but
it'll be great.
And we'll have Mike join us again for that one. We actually have like a plan for the next few months, which is wild. I don't do that very well. So we'll see. And yes, that plan does involve actually getting Patreon online. I'm thinking maybe like for New Year is when we'll start that.
Yeah, I think that's a good timeline as well.
Yeah. Or maybe like right before Christmas, and then people can like gift the Inverted Creative Podcast Patreon for Christmas.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, it was a long one for how tired I am.
I know, this turned into a long one really quick. I thought it would be a shorter one.
Yeah, so, we also talked for an hour before we actually started recording.
I tend to yap sometimes, so.
Yeah, I know.
You're in the yapping mood. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for listening, everybody. And hashtag ThinkInverted, whatever my hashtag is. Go follow the YouTube for when I drop that fun video that's going to be nice and long.
Yeah, and also follow Nate
as well.
Follow Nate Coaster Focus. Yeah. I hope.
Yeah, Coaster Focus on Instagram, Coaster Focus on YouTube. 2 words on YouTube, _ on Instagram.
I will link it in the episode description.
Or that too.
And also, this is now that I linked the YouTube, all the podcasts are showing up on YouTube now, which is cool. So you can listen to us on YouTube. But anyway.
Don't go in the shed.
See y'all next time.
And Orion is not a giga.